A very warm welcome, viewers. Today we have a very special guest who is a woman entrepreneur, and currently she is the fourth generation tea planter and the founder of earthtea, Ms. Pooja Sutodia. Welcome to Business Northeast.
Namaste.
We are a pleasure to have you today on our show.
Thank you.
So I would like to request you to give us your journey, to share your journey to our audience.
Tea is something that is actually running in our blood. My great-grandfather, he started the tea estate in 1924, and ever since we as a family have been into tea, and we understand the tea plants, the tea entire fraternity and all the aspects of the industry to its very roots and the foundational level. So we've been a part of building the block of the foundation. And because it's been so close to our heart, and having understood tea right from the beginning, I've been reading a lot of research papers on tea, have been looking forward to knowing and trying to see in which way can we take the industry to the next level in keeping with the 21st century. And with my education, my parents have been very focused on making sure that we are doing our higher studies. So after doing my BCom Honours from St. Xavier's College, I went up to do my MBA from Cardiff University, UK. And then I came home and have been in the tea estate ever since. Been reading journals, being a part of the company, looking after the plants, the estate with my brother, and with my mother as well. She's extremely active. She's one of the women entrepreneurs which I have looked up to and got inspired from personally. And yes, that's been my little journey till now.
So being the fourth generation tea planter, I would like to ask you that have you ever thought of changing your profession to a different profession?
No, I think it never actually ever struck my mind. But yes, there are many other places, or let's say fields, that has always interested me. Like the space has interested me, technology has interested me a lot. I look at the world from a lens where I see the possibilities, and in order to tap into those possibilities, I always try to make sure what else can we do. So there are a few other projects which I've been working on. Hopefully we'll see the light to all of those projects very soon. But yes, tea is on focus right now.
Okay. So earthtea, that is your brand that you have recently launched. So please tell us about it and what its USP.
Sure. Earthtea is something extremely close to our heart. We are looking into building the next level of foundation, which we consider, let's say, the fourth generation, or we can call it the tea industry 2.0 version. It is not just a brand for a product. What we are really focusing on is building the foundation where we can organize specialty teas. We've heard of a lot of white teas, yes, the purple teas, then the green tea has become so famous and white tea is taking up, and we all understand the health benefits that it has to offer. But if you see, the industry is yet very unorganized in its structure. The industry has huge potential. If I talk about the tea industry, the skill of making art is somewhere in between finding its potential. And everybody is, yes, focusing on CTC, orthodox, which is getting manufactured in factories, which is very good. Our specialty tea is the next best health beverage for the world, the global space. So earthtea is trying to bridge the same gap. What we are trying to do is we are focusing on specialty tea, trying to organize the sector. And how are we doing that is we'll be collaborating with all the tea estates of beginning with the Northeast and then hopefully pan-India. So in another way, we say the Indian specialty teas, and we have included emerging technologies such as blockchain, which will take us from the origin traceability to the global market. We've also included a little bit of Internet of Things so that the consumers would have a new way of looking at a product, and they can differentiate a good product from, because there are plenty of packets available in the market.
Yeah.
But we understand that to differentiate a good packet tea from another is extremely difficult again. So here we are talking about single estate teas. So if let's say our garden is Barpathar, So we'll have Barputta single estate teas, and then we'll have, let's say another tea, I don't want to name them, but all the other tea estates which are there, the tea masters notes would be written. The special aspects, all the attributes are listed. So we've come up with something called the tea matrix.
Okay.
And this tea matrix has these various attributes regarding the region, the different tea notes, and even the fauna around you gives those states in the tea notes. The taste, you can actually decipher them. If you're a real good tea connoisseur, you can actually do that. So I want to make sure that we have these, the second best of teas from Assam and from India go to the global market, and they come back saying, okay, those are the world's best specialty teas.
So you previously you just said that about the blockchain. Can you explain what basically blockchain to our viewers?
Sure. So blockchain as a technology, what it really helps us in doing is transparency, and there's it's immutable. So nobody can really tamper with the data once it is fed in. What happens is, when your tea is getting made, so anybody in the market can claim it's an Assam tea, but how do you really know if it is from Assam?
Right. Yeah.
Right. Definitely, the government definitely tries to come up with these logos and special ways of having Assam tea labeled on it. But again, there are ways that people can tamper with it. But the moment you put it on blockchain, there is no way anybody can tamper with the data.
Okay.
It does get expensive, but then luckily for specialty teas, we can do so. Because they themselves, specialty teas are high-end teas. They're premium teas. They cost, for 1 kilo, it even goes up to 1 lakh sometimes. So, here the possibility is high that we can use such an expensive architecture of blockchain and then make sure that, yes, the traceability is there. So somebody sitting in Europe can know exactly which terrain is it coming from, which state it is coming from, who made it, and which day was it made at. So with such a transparency throughout the supply chain as well as for the consumer, they'll be rest assured that they're getting something absolutely authentic.
And also, like, for this process, how much budget will be required?
Technically speaking, yes, the budget is extremely high. Even a few crores, if I consider to collaborate and take up the entire blockchain aspect to this very initial foundational level of stages. But yes, because as a startup, we are managing it so far with the funds that we have.
Okay. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry recently said that 100% of dust grade tea manufactured from North Indian tea garden is to be sold through public tea auction. So what was your approach about the notice, after the notice? Yeah.
Very frankly speaking, I have a neutral take to it. When I look at the market, I see there's a glut. In fact, there's a huge problem of the same which I was talking about, the traceability of the teas.
Yes.
There's a lot of adulteration happening in the market, and dust being one of those grades where the adulteration is at the maximum level, because it is a tea which gives you instant color. And I would say yes, from the industry perspective, the government and the industry, they may, again, I'm using the word may, because I want to be on both sides as neutral. It is a good step, but when we look at from the seller's perspective, there's a question about the rights that we hold. It's we cannot be asked to sell 100% through the auctions. It is our own subjective matter, whom we wish to sell it, or which channel do we wish to sell it from. And that's where I take a neutral stand. There are people in the industry who have very strong say about it, and I respect it.
The Assam government has taken initiative to promote tourism in the state by transforming tea estates into tourist destinations. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think it's a great initiative. Tea tourism, it's a wonderful step. Tea estates are beautiful. I don't think so that there is any other place, I would say Earth, but yes, it is definitely a very beautiful place to be, and for holidays, and the entire courtesy that people share in the tea estates. There's a culture which is so rich, and I believe everybody should witness and experience it. It's a great step that the government has taken by having tea tourism, and we are all looking forward to it.
What will be the benefit of this step?
I think it would really help every individual from the tea estate, because even everybody who is a part of the tea estate, we call them our extended family, because we stay with them, we are not a part of the city, so it becomes like we are interacting with them, whether it's work or off work. So when we see the welfare of the people, I'm sure it would also just grow with time, because when they interact with people coming from all over the world, and our tea fraternity has this amazing sense of culture that they can showcase, and they've been a part of the British times, so it's very, they understand apple more than they understand save. Yeah. So they understand those lingos, and it'll be great. I think everybody would really have a very good time, and they would learn, and they would experience tourists and their culture as well.
So what are the opportunities that will be created for the small growers through our tree?
Well, a great amount of opportunity. What we are looking at is a knowledge partnership, and as we collaborate with as many small growers, hopefully all, as many small growers, as many tea estates, we are looking into few partnerships. First comes the knowledge partnership, where from our experience, and because we'll be having our stakeholders such as TRA, Tea Research Association, we'll be having Tea Board, hopefully all of them as stakeholders in the blockchain setup in the architecture. So small growers would play a major role, wherein we would share with them, especially looking forward for organic teas, because they'll be able to convert themselves into organic, and we'll be able to help them with the knowledge, understanding of it. And alongside that, once we give them the understanding of making one of the best of specialty teas, then imagine the kind of revenues that flow to them, because we are talking about margins where recently they are selling tea leaf, which is going into making CTC, and 1 kilogram of CTC in the market, at the best it's selling about, if I give the numbers, if I don't give the numbers, let's say 10% of what we can get from specialty teas. So the margins are huge, and all those revenues come back to the fraternity and the people and the small growers. So from where I look at it, definitely it would create huge opportunities, and we would look at connecting them to the global market, which is our end goal as well.
Okay.
So that barrier of not being able to reach out would also be bridged through us.
So our tea that you told us, on which month or year did you launch it?
We launched it last year in April, formally. It's been worked on for many years.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So can you tell us the journey or the challenges that you faced earlier?
Oh yes, there were many challenges, in fact. Right from the beginning of studying blockchain, I wanted to make sure that it was just not a concept that we are bringing in. So making sure that I was studying the core of the subject and really understanding the foundation of it. So I did my studies from IIIT Hyderabad, the IIT, the international IITs, and having studied and got luckily very, really did well. And from there, I took up the journey of formally launching the product from phase 1 to phase 2. So at present, we are in phase 3. Phase 1 was where we got the entire blockchain architecture, which itself is a huge task. To have those programmers who understand blockchain, because we don't know anybody, even today, to find somebody who understands blockchain when the coding is concerned, it's very difficult. So right from the team to building the architecture, and to build the architecture which is global standards is another challenge.
And what are the steps that you have taken to promote your brand?
So till now we've been having the best of the platforms which have been offered from the government, which was Vibrant Gujarat has been excellent, a platform where we introduced it to the people, and they really enjoyed seeing the entire product, and they said that they've never seen teas like this, because our teas look absolutely something which is not seen in the market ever, because we have all the 2 leaf and a bud together intact. It's not broken. You can see the silver tips, you can see the golden tips. You get the aroma from far off. It doesn't taste bitter. It's not like a tea which you've probably had the experience of till now. And when they see all of this with the blockchain and coming from Assam, they all feel so good seeing it. So Vibrant Gujarat was excellent. We represented in the inaugural session of World Food India, where PM Modi inaugurated it when G20 was on. So it was a part of G20 directly, indirectly. And it was a very big show. So those have been really something that we've been promoting our teas from. And the rest is on global platforms, word of mouth, and few things, yes.
And also, did you focus on any district, so for better quality? Did you focus on only particular district in Assam?
A question which is again close to our heart, because being from Karbi Anglong, it is known for the liquor bowl of the world. It's you go on Wikipedia, you can see it. So you get the best of the teas from Karbi Anglong, and in fact we have something called purple tea, which is again only present in Karbi Anglong, and luckily only in our garden. So those kind of things which is coming from the best of the teas from Karbi Anglong. Even Golaghat has very good teas. But I will not keep any other region away from it, because every region terrain has its own flavor.
Yes, for sure.
And we wish to have those in the tea matrix. Our ultimate goal is to have somebody have this map of India, and then later on a map of Earth, and you actually get to taste the best of the teas from all the various regions, from different single estates, from different small growers, from different regions, and you should enjoy all the teas from everywhere.
So, can you tell us what is the revenue that is generated for the time being? As you said, it's a very new, you have newly launched it. So, yeah.
Because it's been a year, we've come up with about 1 million, revenues around a million.
That's wonderful, actually.
But yes, we are looking into having it grow with time, because we've not been able to really launch the way we wanted to launch. So we wanted to go to the World Tea Expo and launch it. I mean, I don't know, I always happen to think of the best and start from the best. So yes, but recently we'll be having an article. Probably the first article will be on World Tea Expo itself. I mean, World Tea News actually, World Tea News, where we'll be first launching it. So hopefully, yes, now we'll look into entering the market in a formal way.
Thank you so much, Pooja. We had an amazing conversation today.
Thank you so much.
That's all for today. Keep watching Business Noticed.